What's up, Internet, and welcome to the first episode of the Synopsis. Here with myself, my name is Anthony, and I'm here with my friend Evan, and we're here to talk about the first episode of Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And, episode was good, no?
Episode was great. Episode was phenomenal.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. It was real good. I liked a lot of things in there, so this is going to be fun to talk about.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. Opening up, we saw with that preview that we already saw on IGN or whatever website it was on. It was on everywhere. So there's that. Great intro. I loved it. Great way to open up the season, showing Sky in a new way, showing new Inhuman, Joey. He was melting things everywhere. That's weird. But that was cool. They're taking it as alien threat, which is, this should be fun. Fun route to go. The new bus is huge and magnificent, and Coulson loves his new toys. A lot of fun stuff with that. But with the title screen I saw, I'm like, okay, wait, that's a new title screen. I'm like, this is gonna be. I'm like, cool, interesting. And later on in the episode, if you look at the title screen and then you look at when Lash shows up at the hospital, when he goes to the wall, it's the same particles that are in. I'm just like, oh, that's real interesting. Cool.
Working stuff in there.
Yeah, that was cool. I really like that stuff. Anything from the beginning of the episode that you caught your eye with the preview or no?
Not that we haven't already touched on. Again, the special effects for it were great. The way that what's the man's name? The one that just got the new powers.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey. He worked it really well. I felt he worked it really realistically. Like, he just has no idea what's going on, so he's freaking out. And then they just launch him up into a bus, and he's like, "Oh, okay. What's going on?"
No, yeah.
So
he did good.
It was really good.
I liked it. Where else? I like the when Sky's talking to Joey. I like the little quip of there is like, ever since Sokovia fell out of the sky, I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, talking about Age of Ultron, which is cool. I like that. They still had the monolith in there, which I'm just like, ooh, okay. And then they go like, oh, well, ever since Simmons got swallowed up by the monolith, I'm like, I want to know how you know that. But then it's like security cameras and stuff, so whatever. And that's the only thing that really could happen. And then when we first see her talking to Joey, and Bobby's in the doctor's office, I'm like, oh, Dr. Bobby, what's happening here?
Yeah.
This is interesting. That threw me off for a second. And but then they go like, oh no, we know rehab is tough and stuff. I'm like, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But I like her in that position. It's interesting. It's cool. I like it. So going on to also in the little lab that they're in when they're talking to Bobby and stuff, you just see Coulson's stone hand in like the little case on the table.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's got a little souvenir. That's cute. Yeah. Well, anything you want to bring up?
We also learned that the group that that is also hunting the Inhumans. I feel like, I felt at the beginning of the episode that the group was trying to more help the people, and what had happened was Lash was the one that escaped, because she said it sucks that one escaped. Like, it just sucks, and that Lash could be the one that's, well, we know now that is hunting all these Inhumans and trying to kill them all, as we saw in the hospital with Lance and Sky and Mac. Lincoln, sorry. Lance. And Lash looks awesome.
Yeah, he looks real menacing.
Was something out of my nightmares. He was beautiful, and I can't wait to see more of him throughout the season. It's gonna be fun to see him.
So,
really nice.
What is his powers in the comics? Are they the same? My phone just fell. Whoops.
I don't know a lot of it, but I know one of them is he can absorb some power from people, but not all of it. I know that, and that's not power, energy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I know that is like one of his main things. I don't know all of it, but that's one of his main things he can do. That whole destroying the wall, and it was weird him destroying the wall. Because at first I thought it was a portal because of the particles. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
it's teleported, and he just walked through a wall. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
that was same. Do you think
I was
that's
like, he doesn't have teleportation power.
power from a different Inhuman or that he gained?
Could be. It actually could be. Yeah,
Okay, that's
that
cool.
would make sense.
Also, is he has like tough skin in the comics that like bullets just don't
Um,
affect him?
I believe so. Yeah, he has like this shield aura energy thing. It's comic shit. So
Impressive, cool.
he has this energy shield.
In case you couldn't figure out, Evan's the Marvel comic nerd. I'm not. I want to talk about Fitz abroad real quick. Fitz in Morocco, because first thing we see is that no more speech impediment, which is interesting. He got
Not at all.
it was real good, and he can fucking negotiate. Damn, dude. Like,
He was. As soon as you see him in the car, you're like,
yeah,
what's going on here? He turned into a completely different character.
yeah. It's
Like he
real
was just
cool.
suave and slick, and it was just like, who is this? And then he goes into the alley and he starts talking to these guys. Well, then he gets put into a bag, but then he starts talking about Yusuf, right?
Yeah, Yusuf. Yeah.
And the way he like said the negotiation, it was just like, wow, this is a completely
Yeah.
different character.
It's real cool because it's kind of like you see him being driven by Simmons' death, and he just like, no, I'm not accepting that, and I'm going to get her back and stuff. And I really like that side of Fitz. It's real cool to see another awesome progression like from him season one, and then also with Daisy, but we'll get to that later. But it's really interesting to see how far Fitz has come,
Mm.
especially coming over the brain damage in season 2 and stuff like that. We don't know if it's completely come over, but like there's no speech impediment, so
Mhm.
it's like I don't know, that impressed me a lot. And I don't know, I really like everything that they did with him this episode, especially that last fucking scene, dude.
Mhm. That
That oh my god.
his acting during that was incredible. The way that his
Mhm.
emotion, the way he with no hesitation walked into a room, grabbed a shotgun, shot the latches off of the
Yeah.
door, and walked right up to it, knowing that the last thing it did was grab someone who we loved.
Yeah.
It just grabbed them and they went away.
That was
It was just
real cool. It like the way he acted that, Ian DeCaster, I think is how you pronounce his name. But it
it was
like
beautiful.
it was
It was
so
great.
it
It
was
was
so
great.
beautiful. I loved it. It was so good. Like it was almost good enough to make me realize that some of those cuts weren't the best.
Mhm.
Because like some of those cuts were a bit wonky. He was in different positions and stuff, but still, I love that scene. Was real good. I really liked that scene. That was that was cool.
Also, speaking of the monolith, it sent Gemma to somewhere. It sent her
Well,
somewhere.
did you watch the promo
She's
for next
yeah,
episode?
yeah.
So she's on the other side of the universe.
It
Okay.
sent her very far away to a planet that is surrounded by other planets because we saw
Yeah.
that in the little end credit, not end credit scene, but like little end scene we got there.
Which
Uh,
means that Fitz was right, because Fitz
yeah,
went before he
Fitz was
opened up the
completely
thing. And talking about the thing that he opened, the Hebrew word for death, like I'm assuming it says death because a old Inhuman type person or a Kree wrote that. Because it like last season they were saying that it's like all the Inhumans say, oh, it's deadly, it's lethal and stuff like that, but not to normal people. So that why would it kill Gemma? So I'm just like, okay, then she's probably somewhere else, or she's still inside somehow in Molecule. Then they show her there. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know how they're getting her back, but we'll see how they pull that. It's real interesting.
Yeah. Also, we had Daisy showing up as a team captain.
Yes.
She seems there's a lot going on right now, which would show it, but which would bring that out. But she seems a bit shaky
Yeah.
as captain right now. But there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's like you have to look for all these Inhumans,
Mhm.
and it's you, Mac, and Hunter, and
Who's leaving?
Coulson's, and yeah, and
Yeah, we'll
and
talk about it.
Coulson's around.
Coulson's just
So
around sometimes.
yeah,
Um, but no, yeah, I do like the fact that she looked shaky in the leadership position because like it's a new role for her. It's a new environment. Well, not a completely new environment, but definitely because now there's more Inhumans showing up, more people like her. She's kind of like, even if she didn't take the leadership role, she would kind of have to at this point since Lincoln left and now May's on vacation. Yeah, good fucking cop out, writer. Like, I'd like to see what May's doing, please. But
Yeah, we got like one line that was
yeah.
like, yeah, she's not here. She's on vacation.
But no, yeah, I like seeing her in a new role and not 100% at it. I like her being a bit shaky.
Yeah.
I think it adds a cool dynamic. I guess I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that leads, and I want to see at least with that. I want to see her grow into being a really,
Yeah.
really good leader by the end of the season.
Uh, we also got that amazing scene in the train with Colston
Yes,
and what was it, Rosalind? I
Rosalind.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rosalind or Rosalind.
Ros
Yeah,
yeah, it was somewhere along those lines, but that was an amazing back and forth. That was a really like good exchange
she knows
of
a
lines right
lot.
there. They both that ooh the Tahiti line
I
that
mean, it is a magical place.
that was awesome. That was just like wow. She
She did
studied the hell
homework.
out of him.
She did her
She did her
homework.
homework.
She did it.
And
No, yeah, that was really good. I want to see them kind of work together. That would be a cool thing. Like eventually,
that seems to be what's going on. What's
yeah.
eventually going to happen. Like
There's gonna
they're
be
not
like a
taking
couple. They're gonna be like, no, my way, no, my way. But then eventually, I feel like it might be like a team up eventually. And I kind of hope she gets added to the main cast because I feel like her and Clark or I don't know the actress's name, but her and Clark Gregg. Wow, Clark Gregg bounced off each other really well. I thought that was interesting, and I really like their back and forth, as you said, and that was really cool. I like that. And then also, uh, I put in my notes. I'm just like before that scene happened. I'm like, or as they were talking, I'm like, fit Coulson in the field? Question mark. And then when
Yeah,
he takes off his hand and beats the guy, I'm like, yeah, Coulson in the field.
that arm,
Yeah,
that arm is great.
it's real cool.
It looks really cool, and it came in handy, so that was nice.
I see what you did there. Came in handy.
Uh,
um, let's go to the hospital real quick and all of the tension, I guess is the right word, with Mac and Lincoln just not wanting anything to do. He doesn't want to be anywhere near
yeah.
Shield or Inhumans or anything, which I think is a big difference between last season.
Mhm.
I feel like uh, I thought when like when they said, "Oh, we're gonna get Lincoln to help him," I'm like, okay, because that makes sense because Lincoln helps Sky and Lincoln like he I feel like he's a very empathetic character.
Yeah.
He understands what's going on with people and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool, he's gonna help out, and he doesn't want to help out. It seems
Yeah.
like he just
He wants nothing to do with them, but
yeah
he gets forced into it because it's not their fault at all. Actually, it's not Sky and Mac's fault anyways. Either way, Lash was going to come
yeah
after him because that was who he was looking for.
hmm
So either way, that day his life was just gonna come back to haunt him. So
yeah
uh, him storming off, trying to get away from it all, was kind of emotional because
yeah.
yeah, he just wanted to get his life back together, and then everything went to shit completely, like immediately. So things
I
happen.
mean, yeah, shit happens.
Things happen.
That is interesting. I don't know. I did like the tension between Mac and Lincoln
Yeah,
though because they don't like each other.
they don't like each other at all, especially after
There's
the
not
last
a
season.
single fiber in Mac's being that is I think is willing to tolerate Lincoln. But I mean, like, if it helps Sky and what they're doing, and sure, whatever, fine, cool. But like, I don't think he wants anything to do with him.
Mm,
What else do we have? Oh, when the president's making the thing, because that's when my sister decided to come home and sit down and watch with me, so I didn't really hear the whole speech. Did he say anything about fighting them or no? Fighting the Inhumans, the
he
threat?
said that they are making a task force to deal with them. He didn't. That's really all he said. the main focus of that scene wasn't really the president,
Yeah,
aside from saying task force stuff. It was that image of Coulson seeing the timeline or like prediction of
yeah,
when the Terrigen stuff's gonna happen, and it goes
it's fucked. Yeah,
everywhere
yeah, yeah.
so fast. So it's gonna start up real quick.
Yep.
They're gonna have a lot on their hands
There's definitely
really
not.
fast.
It's definitely not just gonna be this season though. I don't
Yeah.
think it's definitely gonna drag on for a decent amount of time. But the reason I was bringing up the speech was, do you think that government thing could be sword? I know another sword theory,
They
but
it could be.
especially since it's like alien threat,
Yeah.
like we'll see what happens. But I'd like to see something with sword. And it would be interesting. Another dynamic. Maybe
Yeah.
another spin-off show. Ooh.
Another spin-off show. Let's put in more.
Um.
Just a bunch of them.
Oh, I want to talk about Hunter talking to Bobby about the thing. So like we
Mm.
know he's gonna go off and look for Ward. That he's going to, because he does not appreciate what happened to Bobby at the end of last season whatsoever. And I want to see how they handle that interaction. I think it's going to be really interesting and cool to see Brett Dalton and Nick Blood work off each other, because I really liked their scenes together in the last season, and I think ever since Hydra, man, Ward's been so good.
Hmm.
Ward's been great.
His char- his character really jumped once that
Oh
twist
yeah,
happened
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in season one. It's been a doozy
He became
to watch him on screen.
he became a very vanilla character to not a lot. I mean, SourceFed has kind of swayed my opinion, but to the second best Marvel villain in the cinematic universe at the
It's
moment.
honestly true
I
because they
mean,
don't have a lot of people
they
to compete.
don't. They don't. I mean, Ultron had the
They don't have a
potential,
lot
but
of
he kind of
people
fell
to
flat.
compete. It
I
was
don't know.
those jokes. It was those
I
jokes, man. Scary villain, but I gotta get those one-liners out because Tony
um.
Stark's in my brain.
Hey, I mean, why not, dude? Why
Why not?
not? But no, I want to see how they intertwine Hydra with this whole mess with Lash and the other uh, government or the other, not what the Rosalind's people. I want to see how they entwine that
Whatever they
with him. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I also want to know why. Oh well, no. Never mind. I kind of just pieced it together in my brain. I'm dumb. I'm just like, why did the girl at the hospital call Rosalind? I'm like, never mind. It was, Coulson would have answered the phone too, and that would have made
Yeah.
whatever. The Ant-Man reference
Yeah,
at the
there
end. I'm
was
like,
there were a bunch of
hey.
little throws
I like
and
bringing up all the
references in
references.
there.
They're so
Yeah.
good. And then the other reference with the with New York, London with the Dark World, and then Sokovia again. I like references, man.
References
I
are
like
nice.
references. References are real
References are
cool.
really
Um. So what I wrote down before that last scene, I'm just when Coulson's talking to Fitz, and then Fitz opens it up and says like death. I'm like, I literally wrote down like not dead. I'm like, there's no way
not
she's
dead.
dead. Like, they're not just gonna advertise that Simmons is in the season, and then be like, no, she dead. She's gone. But
She's dead.
I do like how we're getting into it right away. I like how
Hmm.
we're getting Simmons right away, and that's gonna add another early plot line until they get to like the bigger
Yep.
stuff at the end of the season. So they like it's not like they're getting it away, getting it out of the way right away.
Hmm.
But I feel like this would be the right place to do it, considering in the timeline she's been gone for what's probably a few months,
Hmm.
and the fact that Fitz hasn't gone crazy yet is pretty impressive. So we'll see what happens with that.
He hasn't gone crazy. He just needs it right now. He's like, I need this. I need her right now.
I mean, yeah, especially with that last scene with the monolith. Like you see how much he cares for her in that, and
That was emotion.
oh Fitz, you just need a hug. You're my favorite person, and this show just shits on you. And whatever, man. But no, it was good.
It
I
was really
enjoyed it.
good. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Give it a 9. I'm gonna. Uh, now I gotta give it a score, and you're putting me on the spot. Is good as of right now. I'll give it like an 8.5, but we'll see how a few days will change that, whether it be better or worse. But you gotta think about stuff for a while.
Okay.
But it's good. So real quick before we end, what do you think next week's episode's going to entail based off
Well,
what we saw?
if you from seeing what we saw in the promo for the next episode, we're getting some word. That's gonna be cool. Uh,
Jessica.
I
I will keep I
I
will keep quoting
really
until dawn.
I want more Gemma. I want
I
more of
do.
what we
Yes.
saw because that is like we don't know, and it's like so
Yeah.
interesting to me because where is she? Like we don't know, and if she's how long has she been there? Because could she have been running for like 3 months? Like we don't know.
Maybe
It's so
time
weird.
runs differently.
You don't
She's in
know.
the same clothes,
It's just yeah. She was in the same
food,
clothes.
water. Like I
She
don't
couldn't
know.
have survived for 3 months like that.
Yeah,
So maybe time definitely is goes a little bit slower there.
we'll see how they tackle that.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm excited for the Ward stuff. Ward's gonna be because I love Ward. Brett Dalton is amazing and hilarious whenever you see him on panels and stuff. But which is why I was so happy when I saw him in Until Dawn, which is why I will keep quoting Mike. But no, this episode was good. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. It's gonna be fun, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great.
This is gonna be fun.
Really
Doing
looking forward to it.
doing this show is going to be great as well.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be very
It's
nice.
gonna be real fun. Now,
You,
if I edit this and put this up tomorrow, then we'll see, we're on the right track. But no, it was fun. Yeah, I think that's it, right?
yep.
Nothing else really.
Yeah. Nah. Nothing else.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for watching the first episode of this show. It's going to be interesting. We are going to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. obviously because this is the first episode for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But we're probably going to also do
Everything.
Arrow. Ooh, my mic. Arrow, Flash. We're gonna do Supergirl when it comes out. And Walking Dead. That'll be fun. But I mean, like, Walking Dead is gonna be weird because they have Talking Dead. They have literally their own talk show that's
Probably won't.
on
Probably
the
won't do
air.
that. There's also another 5 seasons behind it that we have to
This is
keep track of.
true,
Yeah. So probably won't.
but
Don't look forward to that at all.
we'll see what happens. We might do it depending on what happens with the episode. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, expect Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl definitely. Obviously, more Shield. It's gonna be fun. If Evan ever catches up with iZombie, we might do like a series or a season overview.
Starts next week, right?
What?
It starts next week.
No, I think it starts a little bit. I don't know when it starts. We'll check it. But like, we might
Catch
do.
up whenever I can.
We'll do like a season overview. We don't do every week for that, but no, it's gonna be fun. Thank you for watching and stay in touch, please. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.